called negotiations, right? Politics.
And we're out of time. So you.
Hey y'all, gravity. Any day above ground, live it. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your weekend, and it's Friday the 13th. So something might happen strange today. I'm just gonna warn y'all. Something might happen strange. But what we're gonna do is, I know I was gonna do something about liberals and being safe and stupid. We're gonna put that on the back burner because I saw this yesterday, and I think you'd be very interested in what you're going to hear. Now, you see on the thumbnail, it says 6 annoying people talk about the debate. You have Piers Morgan. You have Bill O'Reilly. I know Torian groaned. Harry Sisson. He's one of these liberal shills. Francesca Fiorenti. Never heard of her, but okay. Ben Ferguson. He MAGA, but you know, it is what it is. And Tatum Tots. And they were all discussing the debate. I apologize in advance because you're about to hear stupidity. But before we start, let's see who's in the building. Wallow J, hello. Reparations Nation, hello. Jerry Bedford, hello. Brother Torian Rain, hello. Wrestling Reads, hello. CRU Realty, hello. Mike 4282, hello. And for those who aren't in the live chat or the comments, good morning. All right, let's get the house clean out the way and let's get into it.
Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purpose, such as criticism, commenting, news, reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Nonprofit, education, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
Get your laughs in already. Screenshot. That's wild. That's how whoever edited this interview, that's how they started off. But you know, that's all we're gonna say. That's all we're gonna say. Bert, good morning. Lewis Knowles, good morning. All right. Let's begin.
She jumped around and jumped through hoops and turned into a pretzel. He should have said, don't come to me. Give her my time. Answer the question to the American people.
Yes.
She can't answer the question. She's lying already in the first part of the debate. The most consequential, important question ever she couldn't answer. Stevie Wonder can see it was a 3-on-1. They literally
Lord have mercy. For those who don't know, conservatives love to use, especially the black ones. We'll relegate it to the black ones. The black ones love to bring up Stevie Wonder could have seen this. God. If I feel like we said this like 10, 20 years ago, they're just trying to bring it back and think they're so witty. Sure. All right, whatever. And Stevie Wonder also saw that you are a, what's that word? That's right. You are Y'all finish it.
Fact check everything and had prepared fact checks for him. Didn't fact check nothing, and she lied 1,000 times. And I'm not protecting Trump. He should have freaking prepared.
Well, the polls were shifting in Donald Trump's favor before Tuesday night's
By the way, Tatum Toss, they just made you look like the angry black man. I just want you to know that.
debate. For all the relentless talk of joy and change, voters felt that Harris had failed to define herself.
This is way over the edge. Like, it's not even over the edge. We died already.
This is beyond the event horizon. Like we about to hit
was
this
this simply a missed opportunity for Trump?
Yeah, we about to hit the
blow?
vortex.
Was it the turning point Vice President Harris has been desperately searching for? My next guest cannot be accused of failing to give straight answers to the big questions. Host of No Spin News and the author of the new book, Confronting the Presidents, Bill O'Reilly, rejoins me now. Bill, great to have you back.
Is it really, Piers? Is it really great to have me back? Or are you just saying that?
It is genuinely great to have you uncensored. I can't think of a man better equipped to appear on a show called Uncensored than you. Right, well, let's get uncensored about this debate.
Yeah, we've seen him being uncensored.
No one. Trump didn't help himself. Harris didn't hurt herself. But if you are a fair-minded person and you listen to both of them, they both had, let's say, dubious nights. Donald Trump just can't discipline himself. He gets caught in migrants eating dogs and cats. Let's relitigate the 2020 election for the 835th time. He calls her a Marxist, but doesn't back it up. A lot of rhetorical mistakes, Mr. Trump. In my opinion, Kamala Harris was even worse because she absolutely flat out refuses to answer any direct question. 3 examples. The moderator said, are there any restrictions at all that you would support on abortion? She doesn't answer the question. Moderators say to her, did you support the Afghan withdrawal? She doesn't answer the question. Then they say, are we better off now than we were 4 years ago? She doesn't answer the question every single time. Now, American voters, some of them are astute and pick that up. Others don't care. They vote on emotion. They believe what they want to believe. But if you're going to look at that debate as somebody helping America last night, neither of the 2 candidates, in my opinion, did that.
See, what my take on it, and I watched it all first thing in the morning here in London. I taped it, woke up, had a couple of coffees, and was very clear-headed and tried to watch it with a very clear, fair-minded head. My assessment.
And that's unusual for you. That's unusual for you. To
very unusual. Very unusual. Right. Better than a glass of my favourite French Bordeaux, Bill, to addle the brain. But I watched it, and here's what I thought. I genuinely thought Trump was going to flatline it. And in boxing parlance, far from him delivering what could have been a knockout blow if he had, in the way that he knocked out Biden, I felt that she won on points, and I'll tell you why. Because I felt that she jabbed him in a deliberately provocative way, and he reacted exactly how she hoped he would, right down to taunting him about the size of his rally crowds and so on. And Trump couldn't help himself but get rattled by that very trivial sort of attack line. And I was surprised he wasn't a lot more combative. Whether he'd been told not to by his debate team, whether it's a deliberate strategy, whatever it was, he just struck me as just not quite as fired up as I'm used to him in a debate stage. And for that reason, in the end, I thought, you know what? She came in with such low expectations. She got quite a few jabs away. If it was with a boxing match, on points, I'd give it to Kamala Harris.
I can explain why he wasn't more combative, because he needs American women to vote for him. And all the surveys, both internal and outside, tell that that's his problem. American women feel he's too bellicose, too nasty, too mean. So he brought it down. My problem with Donald Trump's presentation is he talks too much. I mean, this is not a hard definition of Kamala Harris. She is the most progressive leftist ever to run the presidency in America. When you read Confronting the Presidents, and you should as soon as you can, because it's relevant to today, there's nobody comes close, not even Barack Obama, to what Kamala Harris believes. All Trump had to do was define those beliefs, because the moderators weren't going to do it. Harris isn't going to do it. Harris is telling you she's a moderate now. I mean, every position she held, including co-signing Bernie Sanders' national health care bill, now she repudiates it. All Trump had to do was just run it down. But he wants to over-explain, gets himself into all kind of rhetorical trouble. And the second thing is the moderators at ABC, and you got to understand the corporation Disney, Bob Iger runs it, they hate Trump. So there were a lot of loaded questions to him and to make Kamala look good. I'll give you one clear example. So David Muir, who's not an ideologue, by the way, Lindsay Davis, the co-moderator, is ardent liberal, but Muir isn't. But Muir throws to Kamala Harris, hey, if Trump's elected, he says he's going to put the people in jail who were fraudulent in the 2020 election. I mean, this is the biggest softball or soccer ball in England could possibly float. Of course, she's going to take and run. Oh, he's a dictator on day one. Oh, he's going to destroy the Constitution, which is exactly what she said. And Muir knew that. ABC knew. News knew they were giving her this big thing and whack. All right. Trump didn't get any of that. But Trump should have known that was going to happen. And he didn't look like he was cognizant of what was going around him.
Yeah, I completely agree. I thought his best line was his last line. I've got a clip here. This is his closing line, which I felt was what he should have said repeatedly during the debate. Let's take a watch.
So she just started by saying she's going to do this, she's going to do that, she's going to do all these wonderful things. Why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. They've had 3.5 years to fix the border. They've had 3.5 years to create jobs and all the things we talked about. Why hasn't she done it?
See, that to me, Bill, was the obvious thing to keep saying. She's presenting herself as some breath of fresh air, new blood. She's actually been the vice president under Joe Biden for nearly 4 years now. As Trump said at the end, very coherently, actually, if you're going to do all this stuff, why haven't you done it?
Look, he did get that across. I mean, at one point in the debate, he says she's Joe Biden. And then she, turns to him and goes, I'm not Joe Biden. You're running against me. I'm not. Well, if you're not Joe Biden, lady, with all due respect, party line and co-sponsored radical progressive bills. That's all Trump has to say, okay? And he hit her on the border, he hit her on inflation and all that, but then her comeback is, it's all Trump's fault. Trump didn't support the border bill, so this is his fault. Trump ignited inflation while he was in there, which is absolutely false. And Trump, all he had to say was, look, when I left, it was 1.4% inflation. In the first year, you went over 9. How did that happen? Okay? These are the questions that should have been asked by the moderators, but you're never going to get that in America today because the corporate media is infused with ideology. And there's no doubt about it. We don't have a free press. We have a profit press, and they speak to the choir. That's what we have. But again, it's on Trump to define her. And he got muddled up in all of this crazy stuff. And I don't think he lost any votes, Donald Trump. So if any of you were going to vote for him before the debate, you're still going to vote for him. But he needed to persuade some people because it's that close here.
Yeah, that's the point. And I completely agree. He got sidetracked way too many times. And that's what I mean about she kept jabbing him. And rather than responding in kind, he kind of got himself entangled in all sorts of weird little rabbit hole stuff, which just was just it was like watching one of his rallies when he gets into the second hour and just starts riffing. It doesn't work in a tight debate. And also, you got 90 minutes there. It's actually a lot of airtime. If you want, he had 6 more minutes apparently of airtime, Trump and Kamala Harris. If you don't like the questions you're getting, you can use the airtime you have to ask the ones or answer the ones that you want. In other words, you can frame what you say any way you like. You're not beholden to behave exactly how the moderators want you to. And I was surprised Trump didn't do that more often.
He wasn't nearly as sharp as he was against Biden. So let's advance the story. I'm sorry I'm taking over your program, but you know how obnoxious I am. Let's advance the story. All right. So Election Day is less than 2 months away. In 1984, and again, you'll learn this when you read Confronting the Presidents, all right, Ronald Reagan got waxed by Walter Mondale, of all people, in the first debate. Mondale destroyed him. And Reagan looked old and befuddled and doddering, and it was panic. And then they had another debate. And Reagan was much better prepared, much more incisive, and he beat Mondale, and then there was a landslide victory for his reelection. That can happen now. Now, I, as you may know, I've known Donald Trump for almost 35 years. I mean, I wouldn't say we're friends, but we're certainly acquaintances. I don't talk to him on a regular basis. I don't intrude that way. I'm a journalist. I don't call people up and tell them what to do. All right. But on my program, the No Spin News, which you can get on YouTube because the UK blocks it. Okay. I suggested that Donald Trump hold a press conference tomorrow, and talk about the debate, because Kamala's not going to do that. She's not going to sit down with anybody because she can't answer the one-on-one questions. All she can say is, I'm aspirational. I'm joyful. We need a new pathway forward. Hey, Madam Vice President, if you and Biden were so good, why do we need a new pathway forward? All right. So Trump should have a press conference as fast as he can put it together to try to regain the momentum he lost in the debate.
If you're Kamala Harris, she said she wants another debate, but if you were advising her, would you advise her not to have one?
I wouldn't. If I were Kamala Harris, I'd go home with my winnings.
Yeah.
And again, she didn't win, but she didn't hurt herself. So now it's a slugfest.
Which is a win, you see. I would categorize her not hurting herself as a big win because the expectation was Trump would beat her up.
You can do that. But I'm doing it on traditional debate roles. Look, when you analyze, and again, I'm plugging my book, but that's what I have to do here. We printed 500,000 copies. When you analyze all the presidential races, Kamala Harris is most like the immortal Warren Harding, 1920. All right? Harding gets elected overwhelmingly, never does a press conference, doesn't even campaign, doesn't come out of his house in Marion, Ohio. He's too busy chasing his mistress around. Okay? And the reason he wins is because the American public was so fed up with Woodrow Wilson, those in the World War I era, they would have voted for a chimpanzee.
Right.
That's what the Harris people are hoping, that Trump is digging himself such a big hole as far as image is concerned, they can beat him just on that. So if I were Harris, I wouldn't do a second debate, but Trump needs one.
Let me ask, there was a moment in the debate when Trump, attacked the fact that Joe Biden's always on the beach. It is a quite extraordinary situation that the current president of the United States seems to be absent without leave, lying on a beach in Delaware.
Okay, we don't care. Just for your update, there you go. Trump rejects second Harris debate because he said he won on the polls. And this was funny too. Harris raised $47 million in 24 hours after Trump debate. All right. There you go. There you go. So all y'all running outside talking about, oh, she can't win. She can't win. It's 50-50. You got to vote for the issues. Oh, before y'all think this is an endorsement, F them both.
It's all about hating Trump. That's it. That's what this election is about. Because if you compare the 4 years that Donald Trump actually governed to the 7.5 years that Kamala Harris was in Washington, there's no comparison on the face of the earth. None. But Americans are very emotional people, and they may not care about that.
And how significant is the very ringing endorsement from Taylor Swift, who right now is the biggest pop star on the planet? Do these things matter, Bill? Would it help with young women, for example?
Young women aren't going to vote for Donald Trump. Okay. I mean, Taylor Swift, and I actually met her, and she was very nice to my teenage daughter.
Y'all wait till tomorrow. We're gonna test that hypothesis. Pepsi O'Reilly.
By the way, and I think she's a nice person. She's not a political scientist, and she will not be attending Oxford, as my son recently did, anytime soon. So all this is pop culture. All right. I mean, is Herman's Hermits going to endorse the Prime Minister of England? It's not going to matter. I'm dating myself. I know that, but it doesn't matter.
Do any endorsements matter? I mean, we had a debate actually the other day where we were talking about this, and I spoke to Destiny, who said, he'd even accept an endorsement from Adolf Hitler if it helped move the needle. Are there any endorsements which you should reject outright publicly?
Of course. I mean, you don't want to take an endorsement from somebody who's heinous, somebody who's evil. But all of this is sideshow stuff. When it comes down,
well, he took Elon's endorsement. Talking about he gonna give him a goddamn position. Okay, all right. Bill O'Reilly's boring. Let's get to the show. Now, this is what y'all came to see. And yes, we will give Pepsi O'Reilly his credit. He actually sounded like somebody who is not getting a network check anymore. He understands he's bound by the rules of YouTube now. So he has to say what he really wants to say, but he has to doctor it up real nice. All right. Let's get to the show.
So Kamala Harris won the battle, but will she win the war of the election? How does Trump fight back? Did Harris finally define herself and her policies, or did she just surprise us all with basic competence? To debate this, I'm joined by TikTok influencer Harry Sisson, host of The Habituation Room, Francesco Fiorentini, podcast and radio host Ben Ferguson, and Brandon Tatum, the host of The Officer Tatum. Welcome to all of you. So we've had a bit of time to digest now what went on Tuesday night with this debate. Ben Ferguson, have you got any possible way of trying to claim Trump won this debate?
This is why you and I are friends, Piers. I said it right afterwards. It was not his best debate. I think Kamala Harris was the one that technically won the debate. And then the question became, was his closing argument enough to actually make the American people look at their lives and say, was I better off when Donald Trump was president? Or am I better off now with Kamala Harris in charge? And that is going to be the saving grace, I think, for him. Because if you looked at those that were undecided that were interviewed on CNBC afterwards and on CNN afterwards and ABC, they actually all said the same thing. They think Donald Trump's better at dealing with the economy. And when things are bad in the economy, that's what you look at. So I think that can save him. Now, if I'm Kamala Harris, I want another debate. And in the next debate, Donald Trump better do a much better job of showing up and talking about those issues that the American people care about, and they care about the economy.
That is the nearest thing to an admission of defeat I've ever heard come from your lips.
Pause.
Look, I'm not going to sit here and go, oh, he killed it.
Pause. Bruh, how y'all talk about politics? This is already paused.
Pause. He paused. Said pause.
They go blacklight with the bullshit already. There he go with the bullshit already. Y'all gotta see the bullshit that blacklight just put in my chat. Hold on. My mouse playing around again. Where the hell is it? Blacklight, why you put that in my chat? Why? Hey, unsubscribe. Why did you put this in my chat? You know that's a lie. He said this.
In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there. And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame.
How you not repping for the dogs?
The best debate ever. I mean, I was watching TV going, come on, man, like get in the fight. This is not that hard. You need to hammer her on this issue or that issue. And look, her record is her biggest downfall. And he got sidetracked. He took the bait from her far too often in the debate. And in the first debate, if you remember, you go back to when he was debating Biden, he never took the debate that night. Yeah. I think he walked in there thinking she's going to be easy to beat. I'm going to be able to win this thing, and I'm going to do what I do. I'm Donald Trump. And it didn't work out that way.
I thought he was complacent. Yeah, I mean, Francesca, I thought what was interesting was that Kamala Harris played to her strengths, which is as a prosecutor. She kept turning directly at Trump, mocked him, scorned him, but also kind of prosecuted him in the room on that debate stage. I thought very effectively. She did a lot better than I thought she would. She wasn't intimidated by Trump at all. And in the end, won that debate. But, you know, how significant is that going to be, do you think, when it actually comes to the election itself?
I don't think you guys are giving Donald Trump enough credit. I absolutely think he won the debate, just not the one with Kamala Harris. He won the debate he was having with the cloud he was yelling at, like Grandpa Simpson. And I do think he modeled real leadership up there, right? You know, in terms of like healthy eating, for example, because he forced Americans to eat all of his word salad. And I think that is a model of leadership. And I also think he was good on foreign policy. He didn't get enough credit for this. He was good on foreign policy because he can show that he can be a commander in chief. You know what I'm saying? Because every military person knows you need to have the element of surprise. And Donald Trump's mouth surprises his brain every single moment. And I thought that was perfect. And it was on full display. I mean, it was amazing that he talked about pets being harmed, because the only pet that was harmed was Donald Trump, as he was dog walked by Kamala Harris.
Oh, Jesus Christ. And yeah, that's a perfect example of somebody knob slobbing. Pause. Young lady, that debate, nobody knew anything. Voters left that debate and were like, what the hell? You want to know the only positive of that debate was there was no audience. Because once he said that dog line, the whole place would have erupted. They wouldn't have had any more order. But again, we actually, knowing her and the way she's talking, if they said Kamala was downstairs in her building, she'd be like this here. She'd kill herself to get downstairs to lick the labia some more. Dog walked. Who got dog walked? Who? Let Trump tell it no dog was walking. All right. And why is she holding the mic like a... Never mind.
So I love...
You're enjoying this, aren't you, Francesca?
I mean, I'm not even like, I don't think Kamala Harris is a god emperor like the right thinks Trump is, but my God, could he not just finish one single thought and the bait? I mean, and this is what to your actual
It's 3
question.
against 1, it's kind of hard.
Keep a pin in what you just saw.
Well, on that point,
Wait, no, but on debate, I think debate was really important.
Hang on, on that point, I want to play a clip.
I want
to play a clip of Donald Trump talking to Sean Hannity on that very point.
I think it was our best debate ever. I thought it was really good. We had 3 against 1, but I anticipated.
Let's talk about that. 3 against 1, and all of her radical positions they leave on the table.
Yeah. No, we had a lot of negative kind of stuff. Look, I saw on your show last night, they had 100% positive coverage on ABC, and I had 94% negative coverage.
93% negative.
I exaggerate.
Now, Brandon, there's no doubt watching it that I felt that the ABC
and they are their ancestors. You see her?
Moderators went harder on Trump than they did on Kamala Harris. Francesca, are you eating? You're eating a.
They're not even funny. Let me help you, Francesca. If you wanted to be funny, all you had to do was be out of the frame, and then they like ask where's Francesca goes. You're like, oh, I was looking for my cat. I think somebody ate him. If you're gonna be funny, my cat disappeared. That might have been funny. Then, oh God. That right there makes Terrence K. Williams look like he should be on the stage at the Apollo. Yeah, right. I don't even know what she was doing. That would have been funny, actually, Wallow J, if that cat would have scratched the shit out of her. She's Italian.
Cat at the moment. Is this something you want to share with the group?
I'm sorry, I thought we were still on a clip. I didn't know. I mean, I heard it was a rumor in Springfield, but it's happening in Los Angeles too.
Very good.
Be quiet! Shut up! Get to work!
Sinful. It's the devil.
She's her ancestors. Keep going. Good morning again, Brother Torian Rain. I ain't gonna hold you. She looks like a thin version of Alex Borstein.
Very good. Let's go back to Brandon. Brandon, there's no doubt, I don't think that the moderators were harder on Trump than they were on Kamala Harris. That's been borne out by people who've researched every part of the debate. However, you can blame the moderators to a point, but Trump is big enough and ugly enough to stand up for himself. He had plenty of airtime. He had 6 more minutes airtime than Kamala Harris. He could have used that time much more effectively, couldn't he?
1,000%. Donald Trump completely failed his preparation. I don't think he prepared at all. The debate should have been over the very first question. They say, are you better off, or is the American people better off now than 3 years ago? She jumped around and jumped through hoops and turned into a pretzel, avoiding that question. Donald Trump should have simply said, hey, Stop talking. Or when they asked him, he should have said, don't come to me. Give her my time. Answer the question to the American people. She can't answer the question. She's lying already in the first part of the debate. The most consequential, important question ever she couldn't answer. Stevie Wonder can see it was a 3-on-1. They literally fact-checked everything and had prepared fact checks for him. Didn't fact-check nothing, and she lied 1,000 times. This woman completely lied about Charlottesville. That's been already debunked.
Amen.
Think about this.
What was
They brought
debunked
up
about
January
Charlottesville?
6th. They brought
There were
up
good people on both
January 6th. Can you be quiet, please, for just 1 second?
I
They
just
brought up
wanted a
January
follow-up question.
6th, which
Big Daddy Trump told
was a very
black woman, told sorry, not a black woman, a past blacking. Well, I don't know what the fuck you gonna call her. You know what? I got a new nickname for Kamami. Kamami is called Metronome from Pokemon. We don't know what the hell she is. She is missing no. She is a glitch. She got these people so glitched out, people making mistakes calling her black, and she's not black. That's her new name. Kamala Missing No Harris. Give her a rare candy, she fuck around and turn into a level 3 magic card. Who can't do shit. No, Ditto was actually fire. Because Ditto could learn anything. Ditto was actually fire. And you actually had to work to get a Ditto. You actually had to work for that. No, she is not a chimera. Chimeras are awesome. She is missing no. I actually caught myself, so be quiet. Anyway. There he go. So you knew Big Daddy Trump was no good. But you still gonna sit there. He's not gonna debate again, Blacklight. He already said no. So it's okay. He lost. And Kamami, she lost. And the American people, we lost. Everybody loses. You know who's winning? BRICS. They're winning.
A long time ago when he almost got assassinated. And they didn't even bring up the assassination.
What's the point in bringing it up? He didn't die, did he? Okay, he didn't die. So it was an attempted assassination. I thought the purpose of an assassination was you die. He didn't die. He didn't even say attempted assassination. He acting like Trump died. Maybe he did that day. I don't know. Maybe the last remnants of 2016 Trump died that day. I don't know.
You know, these things show clear bias. And I'm not protecting Trump. He should have freaking prepared. He's like Michigan playing against Appalachian State and getting their butts handed to him. But you cannot avoid the fact that these people were moderating and supporting Kamala Harris during this debate.
Yeah, and you know what, Harry? Just on that point about how disingenuous Kamala Harris was being at the same time as Trump was, this whole thing about bloodbath, for example, everyone who's seen the full quote knows that Trump was talking about a bloodbath in the motor industry related to China. The idea that she then turned this into last night a genuine bloodbath involving people shedding blood is obviously a disingenuous spin on it, if not a blatant lie. You know that, right?
Piers, I mean, let's not act as if that's not true about Donald Trump. That if he
oh my God, bruh. Now watch, they all go get hype when he interrupt this soy boy. They finna get hype. Watch.
Piers, I mean, let's not act as if that's not true about Donald Trump. That if he
that motherfucker said 4 words and Tatum Tots trying to jump in. He didn't even know what the hell he was gonna say.
You know that, right?
Piers, I mean, let's not act as if that's not true about Donald Trump. That if he loses,
hang on,
wait, hold on now.
He didn't even say shit. He talked about he deflating already. He deflecting already. He didn't even say nothing. He said, let's not act. You don't know what he could have said. They both sucked. He could have said that, even though he a Kamala shill. Damn. All right, angry black man, go ahead.
Piers, I mean, let's not act as if that's not true about Donald Trump. That if he loses,
hang on,
wait, hold on now. Wait. We saw what happened on January 6th. There was bloodshed as a result of Donald Trump. And are you saying that this is out of the realm of possibility here?
Don't keep talking. On that one point, do you concede that Kamala Harris deliberately misused that quote to imply a genuine bloodbath when in fact he was talking about a bloodbath in the motor industry? To imply a genuine bloodbath when in fact he was talking.
Why are you bucking your eyes like that? What is wrong with you, sir? Can you comport yourself with some decorum? You're doing a roundtable debate. Everybody else is not animated. It's always the Negra they got to put up there, the one that has to be the buck dancer. They knew who they were picking when they picked you, sir. They are buck breaking you in real time, and you still don't even realize it. You've had 2 years of realizing they are buck breaking you every time they bring you on TV. You still haven't realized it. But go ahead. Watch him.
Are you saying that this is out of the realm of possibility here?
Don't keep talking. On that one point, do you concede?
Did y'all see what the white woman did with
out of the realm of possibility here?
Don't keep talking.
You saw that, right? You saw how Francesca when he jumped in. Watch her eyes.
Bloodshed as a result of Donald Trump. And are you saying that this is out of the realm of possibility here?
Don't keep.
You saw that, right? She's like, "Will you get this nigga off the screen, please?" That's what she said in her head.
Talking on that one point, do you concede that Kamala Harris deliberately misused that quote to imply a genuine bloodbath when in fact he was talking about a bloodbath in the motor industry?
What Donald Trump does very deliberately.
Don't distract.
Damn, y'all didn't even let you didn't even let the soy boy answer. Y'all just jumping in on him. God damn. MAGA, y'all not sending your best and your brightest.
I'm answering. Hold on now.
Let him
what Donald
speak.
Trump does very deliberately is use these words in certain contexts to kind of signal to his base. It happened on January 6th, and it continues to happen today when he's saying, yeah, I'm going to arrest all the cheaters in 2020, when he's trying to use that as a guise, as a lie to try to go after his political opponents. So to Piers, to be like, oh, well, Kamala Harris misquoted him, just look at Donald Trump's record and what he's done with things surrounding January 6th, and then you can see what Kamala Harris is talking about.
All right, so hang on, guys. Let me do this. So in other words, Sarah, just to be clear, it doesn't matter if she was lying in that case because there are other times when he deserved it.
No, she's not lying. What she's talking about is Donald Trump deliberately using these very specific words. Well, he uses these very specific words to rile up his base. He does this all.
Well, it was a genuine whopper. But let me hang on. Don't talk over each other. I will come to all of you. Don't worry.
The soy boy is right. He sends out dog whistles all the time. Look what happened. His base ran with the Haitian thing. Then he mentions it at the debate where the whole world's watching. He took something off social media and put it in mainstream media. Now, this is how diabolical MAGA is. They took something off social media. He says it worldwide. Now you got all these news publications putting people up to debunk the shit. And they said it, and they don't even have definitive proof. They took one body cam and thought that was the proof. That told the whole story. Where have we heard that before? Where have we seen that before?
Harry, on the bigger picture, there's no doubt to me it was a very good night for Kamala Harris. No doubt to me that the endorsement for Taylor Swift was also a very big tick in the box for her, given just how many millions of young women love Taylor Swift. But if there's another debate, are you concerned that you'll see a very different Trump and that Kamala Harris will have to be adaptable to that if it comes?
Piers, we've seen the same Donald Trump for like 8 years now. There's not been a single debate of which he's composed and focused. He took the bait every single time last night.
But he destroyed Biden. What do you mean? See, here you go shilling. He was great against Hillary. Y'all act like y'all never seen this before. He was good at the debate with Biden in 2020. The one where he caught Biden lying about fracking. And he was going to ban it. The soy boy does have a point, though. Trump has not said anything since he announced he was running, that's any different than what he said before, which is why I said he's running like he's the incumbent. You have to tell us something new. Nobody wants to hear what you did 8 years ago up until 4 years ago. Nobody wants to hear that. That's great. That's in history. They can go look that up. You've got to tell us something new. You're coming in with a brand new administration. You're not bringing in the same people. We need something new.
Well, the last debate, he ended Joe Biden's. Well, hang on.
Wait, hold on.
Harry,
hold
the
on,
last
everybody.
debate, to be
Relax, take a
clear,
breather.
the last
Take a
debate, he
breather.
ended Joe Biden's career.
Are you saying that Donald Trump's performance in the last debate was good?
I'm saying it was good enough to end Joe Biden's career, yes.
Joe Biden's brain ended
Don't
Joe
talk
Biden's
over each
career,
other.
you guys.
Let Harry answer first.
Piers, I love him. No, Donald.
Well, you
Trump's
told me Joe
performance
Biden was
last
going to
debate
win,
not-
so we've had that conversation.
Well, I mean, that was a different political environment.
ain't gonna win now,
Things
Harry.
evolve over time.
Yep, he said Joe Biden was going to beat Trump again. Everybody looked at him crazy. Even his old crowd went after him. They're like, "You can't be serious." Stay bucket his eyes. You caught that, right, Tori?
First,
look at him.
Piers, I love him.
Of course you love him.
Donald
Well, you
Trump's
told me Joe
performance last
Biden was going to
debate
win,
not-
so we've had that conversation.
Well, I mean, that was a different political environment.
gonna win now, Harry.
Why are you bucking your eyes? Cut. Jesus, never mind.
Over time. Hey, things evolve over time. Last time he ran against Donald Trump, he beat him by 7 million votes. So we're still 1-0 against Donald Trump. But
because it was anybody but Trump, sir. It was anybody but Trump. They looked at that man and said, "You brought this scamdemic over here. This is your fault." They excused everything else until that happened. They excused it all.
But look, Donald Trump's performance his last debate performance was terrible. He didn't talk about policy. He also took the bait then. He defended January 6th last debate as he did last night. Yes, he did. He continues to talk about pardoning January 6th insurrectionists, calling them patriots. Are you kidding me? The people who
Right. And then he threw him under the bus in front of Kamala Harris. So what are we talking about?
assaulted police officers are patriots.
All right,
So
Ben,
Piers, we are going to see the same Donald Trump. Wait. We are going to see the same Donald Trump in the next debate if there is one, because he is scared.
The reason why I don't think Kamala Harris's appearance last night is actually going to move the needle much, because her surrogates come out and they just make crap up. And
Really? It didn't move the needle much? You sure about that, sir? It didn't move the needle much. They're talking about her and Taylor Swift and now Caitlin Clark. You sure it didn't move the needle much? Say less. You got it. This is why MAGA gonna fuck around and make their man lose, because they're not living in reality. I get it. Celebrities endorsing him, it's great for y'all. Celebrities endorsing her is bad for y'all. Y'all don't think it's real. Okay, that's fine. You can think that. If that was the case, every time they bring out a celebrity in favor of her, you've got to push policy. Maybe y'all should go outside and start saying, you know what? Why are y'all listening to a multi-millionaire? But y'all bring in multi-millionaires into your phone. Never mind. I'm too woke. Let me let it play.
and it's insulting to the American people. They are sitting here and they'll tell
Sorry,
you
you're supporting a guy who continues to lie about the
on
election.
issues like gun confiscation. She comes out and she says, "Oh, I'm now in favor of having fracking, even though I've always been against fracking." There's a problem with Kamala Harris. People don't believe her and they don't trust her. And Donald Trump has to do a better job of talking about these flip-flops. She's in favor.
No, Bert, it is not a work. It's a work shoot.
Favor of
Wait.
things that are extreme. For example, hold on, let me finish.
Wait, Donald Trump the other day said he was going to vote against the Florida ballot initiative, and then the next day said the opposite thing.
I'm talking. I'm going to quote Kamala Harris. You love her. You should respect it. I'm talking. Last night, ABC News didn't ask a single question about communist price controls at the grocery store or having mandates from the government.
Here we go. I tell you, you got to stop people, Americans. Y'all got to stop teaching MAGA words. Real talk. Y'all got to stop mentioning words. Now MAGA running around talking about communist price controls. Okay, MAGA, guess who is in? And that's a crazy picture of that white boy. MAGA, who sets the prices? Y'all's corporations, right? Who allows them to do that? Y'all's government that you elected. That includes Republicans. Republicans literally watched Kroger merge with other companies and said it was okay. Now Albertson is where they stop it now. They don't want them to get too big. Your man was in office when the supply chain started breaking. He didn't set it up where it didn't break. The Democrats got control and prices skyrocketed. We'll give you that. The Republicans got the House back. They didn't change nothing. They sat there for how long? Was it like a month trying to figure out who was going to speak? They could have spent 30 days fixing prices at the grocery store. They didn't do it. By the way, you know what they did? I know y'all know what they did, right? They can't help us. Guess who they can help? That's right. They can help Ukraine. Do you hear any of your Republican leaders that you voted for screaming about this? Yeah, y'all saw it. That's correct. That is correct. Thank you, LB. That is correct. Almost $750 million is going over to Ukraine in humanitarian aid. Wouldn't y'all like to know what one of those things are for? I'm going to go get the picture because when I show you this, you're going to get pissed. Who's ready for the picture? Where is my transition? Here it is.
You know, let me go here. There's a growing concern.
There you go. Who knows what that is? Let's see who can type that in the fastest. Torian said a wave. You're close. OJ said an ocean. An AI tsunami. Y'all, the sea. Y'all still missed it. LB said a tsunami. Y'all still missing it. Come on, it's very simple. What is that? Y'all have the parts. Y'all don't have the whole. Just there you go. Thank you, Nightfall Drop. Water. Thank you, JD Informant. H2O. That's right. They're getting $250 million in that 717 to help them get water. But Flint still has a problem. Jackson still has a problem. Houston has a problem. The entire country has a problem. But y'all got this infrastructure bill that's supposed to address it. On day one, they signed that bill. Flint should have had clean water. They still don't have clean water. But they're willing to send our tax dollars across the ocean to give them clean water. Baltimore too. But they love you.
pay for housing. How the hell do you have a debate when her most controversial proposal goes to a Soviet-style system with grocery stores? And the reason why they didn't ask her is because they knew she couldn't defend it. And they
No, dummy. It's not Soviet. It's called they let corporations merge and they got to dictate the price. And nobody in Congress has a spine to say something because their lobbyists probably pay them. That's why.
realized it would hurt her too bad. So the entire debate, you go without asking that question, which she rolled out in her own words a couple weeks ago and said, I'm just going to go after anyone that doesn't have a price of a good that I say you must sell it at, which would destroy the entire market. That is why Kamala Harris, I still think, is going to lose.
Okay, Francesca, hang on. And also, Francesca, what about all her flip-flopping? Because that's been the big argument against Trump, that he's a relentless flip-flopper. But Kamala Harris, whether it's about defunding the police, whether it's about fracking, all of these issues, she's done massive flip-flops to move herself to the center and become more electable as a president. When in fact, all her background suggests she is the most progressive left-wing Democrat nominee ever. I mean, that's a fact, isn't it?
Man, I wish. I super wish. I mean, I'm a big Bernie girl. I'm a big old scary lefty. You know what I mean? Everyone would probably think I'm a crazy Marxist just because I want everyone to have health care. I wish. And sadly, I think you might be right, Piers. You know,
God, y'all was so dumb. I'm going to let it play before I torch this girl.
Kamala Harris was asked about healthcare, and unlike Donald Trump, who quite literally has no plan, in fact, said he had the concepts of a plan, but excused himself by saying he wasn't president, therefore he didn't have a plan. Yeah, but my guy, you're running for president. But Kamala Harris also once said that she believed that we should expand Medicare and that we should lower the age to 55 and in effect be on our way to a public option, which again would help all Americans out, not just poor Americans, not just older Americans.
Oh, don't interrupt.
Y'all love talking about healthcare for all. That's wonderful. Doesn't work here for a myriad of reasons. I'll give you two. Number one, we got too many people. And number two, y'all let the system dictate how you live your life. Y'all got away from a balanced system of having corporate medicine and holistic medicine. Y'all lean so much to the corporate medicine. Y'all said the holistic people were crazy. Now y'all are so astonished that somebody can live past 90. You got news organizations all over the place now. Anytime somebody hits 100, they're out there doing a whole news story on them. Then you're asking yourself, how could somebody at 34 years old just die out? Maybe if the system was balanced, we wouldn't have to be talking about healthcare for all. Because it should be for people that really need it. But y'all don't care. Yeah, y'all don't want to. Y'all want a health food store, do supermarket sweep over there. When some influencer tells you, oh, I bought this and it's fire, then that's when y'all run out to go get it. But y'all don't go back to the old folk who had the remedies. Y'all don't want to, y'all say they kooks. Say less.
Listen, Ted Cruz is best boy. Look, I know Ted lets you interrupt and whatever, but now you're on Piers' show. Let us talk, okay?
I love this one-liner. Like, that hurts me. If you're going to talk about a record, then be honest with the people watching. Kamala Harris said she wanted to get rid of private insurance.
I'm trying to agree with you, my guy.
All right, hang on, time out. Let me bring in the only person who's not shouting at the moment, Brandon.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think that she's a complete liar, and they didn't fact check anything she said. The
Takes one to know one.
young lady claims that Kamala Harris has a plan for healthcare. Well, she's going to do all these things. She haven't done anything.
Didn't.
She's been in Congress. She's been a VP. She has done nothing. Their administration has done nothing. I think Donald Trump sealed the argument at the very end of the debate when he said, "You guys had 3 years. You didn't do nothing."
But why did he leave it, Brandon?
No, see, Brandon, that's where you're lying. They did do something. They helped advance your grift. And every grift of every person that's on this screen, they helped advance it.
Brandon,
price
why
of
did Trump?
insulin,
Hang on,
Brandon.
don't
They
talk about
lowered
it.
the price of insulin.
Why
And
did-
meanwhile,
hang
Republicans
on,
in the Senate and the
Francesca.
Congress are trying to overturn that.
All right,
They're
hang
trying
on.
to repeal the Inflation Reduction Act that allows
If they did,
seniors
if
to
that
cap their
administration
insulin
did
prices
so well,
at
if that
$35
administration,
a month.
if
So
that
you're trying to tell
administration,
Let me
seniors
ask a
across
different
America
question.
that they should go back
the
to
Biden
paying.
administration,
Let me ask a different question, please.
Survive their own health
All right,
conditions.
Francesca,
That's what we're
I'm
doing
moderating this,
right
please.
now.
No,
Right now.
Brandon, you raised an interesting point. Right at the end, Trump made by far his most powerful point, and he was coherent and articulate and said, "You promise all these things throughout this debate. Why haven't you done them?" Very good argument. And the two most powerful weapons he had were economy and inflation and ordinary day-to-day prices, which people are really feeling the pinch on, and immigration, where she was the immigration czar, even though everyone tried to pretend late after she got the big gig that she wasn't, but she was, and she singularly failed in that task. But somehow she emerged from a 90-minute live debate without being held to the fire on either of those things. And it's no
Because
good
he
for
talked
Trump to
about
say it right at
eating
the end.
Pets, Piers, because your boy talked about eating pets.
And that just proves that she didn't even listen to the debate. That's all they focused on, that soundbite. Ladies and gentlemen, we don't got to hear no more. We don't even have to finish this. Unless y'all want to, then we could do that. I'm going to let y'all decide. Do you want to hear the rest of this? Or do we just open up the StreamYard link? I'll let y'all decide. So what we're going to do is play the jingle. The thing, these are the people that have a platform that move people. Lord have mercy, we in trouble. Man look like any insurance salesman that's about to tell you how the cost of an HMO is better than a PPO. So I'm cool. Oh, I got that screenshot already. Hell no. Play it for spits and giggles. I got 4 of 1. All right. God damn. Fucking computer. Now you want to play? No, you're not going to play. Okay. Let me see. We're going to skip ahead. I want to hear Tatum flip out. It looked like he about to flip out. He said Trump isn't my boy. Bullshit. Bruh, do we have to go get the tape of him following him in UFC? Do we have to go get that? Look at him. Look at Piers. He laughing at him. This might be the buck breaking moment. Wait a minute. We might have to look at this.
This woman is on your show.
I've known Trump.
Wait a minute. The white girl pulled his card. No, we watching this. Look at the white girl. That's the look. I'm about to pull your whole card. Look at that look.
B, I agree with you.
Hold on.
You
This
call him
woman,
out.
this
Always
woman
brag
is
about
on
how
your
you talk to him on
show.
the phone.
I've known Trump a long time, and he occasionally
This
calls
woman
me.
is on
Brandon.
your show. Pierce, this woman is on your show. The young lady in the middle is on your show
Francesca,
as an
you're on
example of a
TV
leftist
with the
nut
Situation
job.
Room podcast.
She's claiming that people are not complaining in the community in Ohio on television. I did it on my show. I showed it. People are complaining about Haitians eating these animals. They're acting like this is just a made-up stuff
released this morning as well.
And
Wait,
so
I thought this
forget
guy
all
was
that.
crying
Pierce.
earlier
Forget
about
all that,
being
Pierce.
interrupted. Now
Let's
he keeps
go to the
interrupting people.
next.
Can we get this guy like some moderation over here?
Hey, soy boy, slow down a minute. Let's
Hey,
talk
relax,
about
buddy,
what
relax,
Donald
buddy.
Trump said at the very
You
end.
guys are on the same side of the aisle.
Let's
You're both
let
playing your
Donald
face off right now. It's terrible.
You
What are
can't
you lying
can't
about?
dispute
I'll
what
ask
we
the
say.
question.
Let me speak and then
I'll
let me speak and I'll let you
talk
speak.
about all of that when I'm given my time to speak.
No,
I'll back check all of
all
you
right,
when it's my
let
time
me
to speak.
finish
Go
my
ahead.
let me finish my thoughts and then we can go on. The reason that it was so powerful at the very end, because at the end of the day, the American people are sick of these politicians rehearsing talking points.
That includes your boy, but you're not gonna give your boy this tongue lashing. You probably gonna want to give him tongue anyway, but you know, you got it.
Woman had forever to make this country better. She did nothing. She was a part of the Biden administration. She ran with him in 20.
She didn't run the country, dumbass. She doesn't run the country. Biden still runs the country. I know he's on vacation. He still runs the country. Technically, we know the truth. But on optics, he still runs the country. Your man ran the country, and he didn't do everything he said he was going to do. But you're going to give him a pass.
2020, and then she was running with him until they kicked him out of the election. She had no policy debates against what Joe Biden had in place, not one time. All of a sudden,
Okay.
I just noticed something, family. I just noticed something. I want y'all to watch this.
Policy debate.
Where's Torian? Why does this man have a tattoo of his logo on him? Brother Torian Rain, do you see his arm? Well, that's technically his right arm. You see his right arm? That logo right there? That looks like a cop badge with the T in it. That's his logo. Why would you tattoo your own logo on yourself? I just noticed it. That's peak narcissism right there. Unbelievable. By the way, screenshot. Why he look like Cole from Martin? He looked like why not? Why he look like he just did another bird sound for Pam, and she for like the 467th time were like, "Why do you keep doing that? I don't care." And then she go back to Tommy house.
Debates against what Joe Biden had in place, not one time. All of a sudden, she now has a new revived theology. It's not true.
Thank you, Brandon. Harry, your response to that?
Thanks to the Joe Biden and Kamala Harris administration.
Let
That's what
Harry
they did,
respond to
actually.
that.
The
You didn't
American
have
Rescue
kids. What are
Plan
you talking
put
about?
money
How's
in
that
the
real?
So now you're gonna bring up that she doesn't have kids? Tatum Tots, I'm sure you took the tax credit. I'm sure you took it. If you were really about this hateful commandment, you would have sent that money back. I'm sure you didn't.
And Kamala Harris administration.
Let
That's what
Harry
they did,
respond to
actually.
that.
The
You didn't
American
have
Rescue
kids. What are
Plan
you talking
put
about?
money
How's
in
that
the
realized?
in the pocketbooks of American
Who do
families.
you know benefited from
$300
that?
a month, to be specific about it. That was called the child.
Did you just ask her who benefited from the child tax credit? Who does she know? She might have sisters. She might have brothers. She might have nieces. She might have nephews. You don't know this woman's life. She might have friends that have kids that took it and were like, "Thank God I got this little bit of money. Thank God." Oh, you know what he's gonna do? He gonna say how he a business owner, he a big YouTuber, that he ain't got to worry about no child tax credit. Again, I bet you when they sent you that check, you didn't say a word. I bet you deposited it.
Care tax plan, and they're going to
Who do you
expand
know
it
that
if
benefit from that?
reelected.
Who you know
All
benefit from that?
families, people who have
What
children. I
family?
thought Republicans
You
were
don't
all
have
about
kids?
forcing
You-
people to have
what are you
kids,
talking
even though they
about?
don't want them. Meanwhile, Donald Trump's plan for childcare, did we hear it? Did we hear it, everybody? It was
They didn't even
tariffs
ask.
on China.
They didn't even ask.
How are tariffs on China? Which, by the way, if you like
That
any
is not
goods,
what
if
he
you like
said.
buying
You're
things in
absolutely
this
taking out of
country,
context.
That is
you like
literally what he
consumer goods,
said.
that's going to
By
raise
the
the
way,
price
okay, hang on.
of
Let me get some
everything we
order,
buy.
please. Let me get some order, please. The truth about tariffs on China, as even the moderators pointed out, is that actually Joe Biden and Kamala Harris kept a lot of those tariffs that Trump introduced. So if they didn't like them, why didn't they get rid of them? Harry, let me bring Harry in. He'd been waiting reasonably patiently, albeit not even responding to the soy jibe, which I was astonished by.
I'll get there.
Overall, Harry, though, look, you put all your cards on Joe Biden. That blew up in smoke. You're putting all your cards now on Kamala Harris. How worried are you that we've got 54 days to go, or 52 days now, that she may not be able to get over the finishing line, that this debate may turn out to be an outlier?
Yeah, I'll get to that in a second. Two things. The gentleman in the blue suit was crying about being interrupted while simultaneously interrupting people. He also wanted to go after Kamala Harris for being a flip-flopper. Donald Trump, oh, look, he's doing it again. He's doing it again right now. Donald Trump the other day said he was voting for the... Can you be quiet? Can you be quiet for 5 seconds? Donald Trump the other day said that he was voting against the Florida ballot abortion initiative. Then the next day he flipped his position. You want to talk about flip-flopper? Let's talk about that. Now, Brandon on the end says the Biden administration hasn't done anything. I'm sorry, Brandon. Do you think that 1.2 million people, veterans, having access to more healthcare than they did before is not doing something? Do you not...
But they're still complaining.
think the largest investment in infrastructure since Eisenhower is not.
But the infrastructure is still failing. The infrastructure is still failing. And we know what the infrastructure bill was for. But I have the live on that. We went over that. It ain't for the people, it's for big corporations.
Doing something? Do you think that capping insulin at $35 a month is not doing something?
Trump already did that.
Do you think capping out-of-pocket expenses for seniors at $2,000 a year, starting in 25, not doing anything? I'm sorry. Are all of these things that help people not doing anything? Now, look at these. Look at these triggered guys over here. They're the real Piers. We're looking at the real snowflakes over here. Piers, we're looking at the real snowflakes over here. We're looking at the real snowflakes over here.
Wow. How y'all let the snowflake?
Stop being such a snowflake. Stop being such a snowflake. Don't be triggered. Oh, I'm sorry. Wait, $350 billion. $350 billion with a B in 5 years on new roads and bridges around the country. You can go to White House.
Did he say 5 roads?
$1 billion. $350 billion with a B in 5 years on new roads and bridges around the country.
In 5 years. Okay. Where? Okay. Oh my God. Okay. Sure. Because that's going to help people, right? That's going to help them in their daily lives, right? That's going to help them. Okay.
You can go to whitehouse.gov right now and see a map. I'm telling you. Hey, listen up. I'm telling you. You can go to White House.
Oh, now we're going to promote the White House website when y'all were running around when Trump was in saying the White House site is lying. We're trusting a government website now to tell us the truth. Boy.
House.gov right now and look a map at the United States of all the different active projects right now.
Correct. Yes, let's go to whitehouse.gov and look that up. I mean, this is the same whitehouse.gov who literally put out the COVID-19 Hate Crimes Act. And you got people online saying that it helps everybody when the first few lines says American, Asian American, and Pacific Islander. How the hell does it help us? Not to mention the fact that we all watched the same press conference. Tell me the black person that was on that stage. Tell me the copious amounts of black people, Latinos, and white folk that were on that stage saying, yes, we finally got a bill that's for us. What? This bill is going to help everybody. That is a wild picture of the soy boy.
In states all around the country. Thank you, President Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris, for investing in America and bringing manufacturing back to America.
Listen.
Now, can I answer Piers? Now, can you guys stop being triggered snowflakes so I can answer Pierce's question?
If this was true,
just take a breather, gentlemen. It's okay.
If this was
Pierce,
true,
I just think men are.
How are y'all letting this boy whose nuts haven't dropped pause? How y'all letting him get him out of their feelings, boy? God, Jesus. Oh my God!
Too emotional. I think men are too emotional.
When the person who's calmest,
I think they're
wait
too
a minute,
emotional.
time out. When the person who's calmest is the woman who was eating her cat earlier, I know I've lost control of my panel.
She was calm. Way to throw that flirt out there, Piers. She was calm. Okay.
If this was
Okay,
true,
Piers, to your
Piers,
question
if this
now.
was true, Piers,
He's still triggered
then
over
Donald
there.
Trump.
He's still triggered over
You're
there.
just talking fluff. If this
Piers,
was true, Donald
Brandon,
Trump
I have to
wouldn't even be
answer
close to
Pierce's
this election.
question. Can you take a
Well,
breather?
very quickly,
Trump
Harry,
wouldn't be
actually answer the question, please. Very quickly.
There we go. Thank you, Piers. What I was going to say is I'm not concerned about Kamala Harris not getting over the finish line. The debate was not an anomaly. It shows that she is so much better, so much more experienced than Donald Trump. She has the necessary resume to be.
Oh, God. Okay. So he's just sucking. Okay. There's that. Anyway, we'll let y'all sound off a little bit, and then I'm going to go take a break. Fun times. And this is who y'all listening to. Well, we got something for that as well.
1, 2, 3. Ah, shit.
You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass.
That white vote is going to do them us all. Oh, yeah. No, I know, Bob. I know. But again, Tatum Tots got buck broken in real life, and he still missed it. Oh, wow. Yes, sir.
How you doing, kid?
I'm all right.
That was interesting, but a bunch of fools yelling at each other. But what was the purpose of Brandon Tatum being up there? Because he wasn't really saying nothing.
Because he's Trump's boy.
Oh my God. I was like, bro, you just standing there looking stupid the whole damn time, not saying nothing. You letting the white folks get off. You just sitting there mesmerized by the shit. I don't know, man. I don't wonder about him. I just
And he got kicked off.
Uh-oh, can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, my phone kind of went off the thing. I'm sorry. But no, I don't know, man. I just heard one big ass headache. That's just a headache debate for nothing. That don't go nowhere. That don't help nobody. It just they make all y'all look stupid. And Piers Morgan don't even know how to host a damn debate. You got everybody talking over each other. Oh, bastard.
Mm-hmm.
You know about a whole bastard. But yeah, that I ain't gonna hold you up too long, kid, because I know you gotta go to the plantation, don't you?
Not till later.
Oh, okay. But I'm ready. I'm really ready for tomorrow's street.
Mm-hmm.
I knew you saw. I knew you had to see that. Yes, I said, please let kids see this so we can talk about this weekend. You saw it.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High blessed me with some good content for tomorrow, and I can't wait, family.
Oh, especially because this week she got torched by the Aces.
Oh, that surprised you?
How's that 1 for 10 taste?
Well, prayers up. Well, I hope Angel Reese gets better and she uses more common sense about what she posts online or reposts online.
Which boy? Trump ain't my boy.
He ain't our boy.
The fuck?
He's somebody else's boy. Shit.
Yeah.
But yeah. They are who we thought they were.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. I'm gonna land my own plane there. I'll see you tomorrow.
Yes, sir. I wonder if she took down that video. I think she took it down. Yes, sir.
Good morning, sir. Just real quick. When will you be doing your BRICS presentation again?
Next week.
Next week. Okay. I don't know if it's something you care to answer now. Maybe I could ask you this question. You could work it in when you make your presentation. Is there an opportunity for, say, myself, yourself, private citizen investor groups or anything to invest in anything profitable with the BRICS Union, currency wise, any opportunities like that?
You can buy currency all day. You can, whatever industries they jump into, you can just invest into it. They're gonna they're gonna put themselves on the stock market.
Mm-hmm.
So they're gonna drive the stock market up. So whatever they're investing in, invest into it.
Right. I was talking to my man Junior because he does a lot of that day trading. He's really good at what he does. So, but I figured you will go over more of this when you make your. I'm really looking forward to that presentation for real. So, but yeah, always as usual. I just wanted to ask that quick. I'll jump back in the chat and thank you for enlightening us as usual. Appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. All right, for those who don't know, Francesca decided to do a video years back. This is years back. Do a video saying basically F y'all and y'all's reparations, that it's not conducive and it's just a bunch of begging. A lefty saying that. This is why I tell y'all, they will change their ideology based on the issue. They're all the same. And then she did a Patreon post where she was talking about Tulsa, but she locked it because she knew what was going to happen. I don't blame her, because if she'd put that in the lexicon, her career would have been over. But, you know, let y'all tell it. But anyway, family. Just wanted to bring you that. So hopefully you learned something. If you did, I done my job. If not, I'll try to be better next time. If you stay after this live ends, it'll take you into the next one tomorrow. Make sure you like it. Make sure you keep the notification on. We're going to have fun with that tomorrow. And we're going to go over all the pundits who weighed in on that situation since Tuesday. And it'll just prove that I was right all along. They never cared about that girl. They just used her as an avatar to be anti-black. Yes, sir.
Yo, what's up? How y'all doing, man? How's chat doing? Look, bro, this is why I don't engage with shows like that, man, because like when you watch these idiots, man, they all are paid Democratic shields or they are Republican shields and they're financially benefiting in some way. So they go up there, they talk all this noise, and they don't mean anything they say. They just taking talking points. Because like, I can't see how those Democrats are still sitting over there with the Dems, even though they don't stand on anything they say. Like that Harry boy, he was already exposed for being paid shield. And then he went on, I forgot who platform he went on, but he said he doesn't believe in anything the Democrats say. But yeah, Piers Morgan still have him up there defending the Democrats. And I forgot the name of the company that he's with, but they pay him to pretty much go on TikTok, make I think like 5 videos a day.
Are you talking about Harry
like that.
Sisson?
Yeah, that's the one. Because
he works for an agency.
Yeah, he works for an agency because his mom knows somebody or some crap like that. But I know his mom was somewhere integrated into that. Yeah, that's it. Him and his brother, they're paid, literally paid. They don't go on their own like fruition and do these because they believe in it, because they're dedicated, because of passion. It's because they're given a check by the Dems to go and do that. You know, so and then on Ops 10, we already know he's getting paid. If you've been anywhere over by black media or anything like that, we already know about him. I have no idea who that dude in the blue is, but I do know who that girl in the TYT girl is. The TYT girl, you know, I used to follow TYT, and I still kind of do because they kind of switched up a little bit, and they talk about more economic stuff than culture war stuff. So, and I find that interesting to watch when they talk about the economic stuff. that TYT girl, I knew I should never trusted somebody like that, man, because she look like she's just selling hopes and dreams, and that's it, man.
Mm-hmm.
And man, that's all I want to say, man. But good morning.
You tell her. That motherfucker, a whole immigrant.
Who?
Harry Sisson. You didn't know that?
I didn't know that, man.
Yeah, he was born in Singapore. He's a whole immigrant.
Born in Singapore. You need to take yourself back to Singapore.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that last name is kind of weird. Now that I'm looking at it on the TV, yeah, it is kind of weird, man.
Yes, sir. But you know, it is what it is. That's how they act. That's how they operate.
Bruh. All right, man. I'm gonna pop off.
Yes, sir. All right, family. I'm gonna get up out of here. Enjoy the rest of your day, y'all. Take care. Stay safe, and you know what to do when the agents of chaos come to mess up your existence.
Wait around. Yep. Start, yeet, and get out.
Time's up. But did we have a good time here? Hello?
At the end of the day got to end.
Get your money up, not your funny up. Big fucking move.
And that's it.